Hello, and welcome to the Disability Myth. My name is Dominic, and I live with a fatal disease called spinal muscular atrophy. Together, my amazing caretaker, co-host, and best friend, Uriel, and I plan to debunk misconceptions, share our personal experiences, and shatter your expectations. But we're not stopping there. We're bringing in experts, thought leaders, and everyday people who are smashing through societal barriers, paving the way for a more inclusive world. Whether you're tuning in to learn, empathize, or simply to be entertained, the show promises to be an eye-opening experience that transcends boundaries. Because when it comes down to it, what makes us different is what makes us extraordinary.
Oh my.
Okay,
Oh
we are
my.
recording.
Well, hello there,
Hi.
and welcome back to another episode of
The
Disability Myth.
we
We.
just we like yippee.
Oh,
like wee.
why don't you just say it? We.
Wee yippee.
I don't know if you're excited or speaking French or what, dude.
No.
Anyways, as you all know, I am your handsome, your humble, and your hammy host, Dominic Trevathan. I forgot to say that on episode 1.
Oh, hammy, handsome. Oh yeah, handsome, hammy,
And humble.
humble.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's handsome,
Handsome,
humble, and hammy.
handsome, humble, hammy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the three H's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you need. So
Okay, and alongside me, as always, is the equally handsome, humble, and hammy
stop.
Uriel.
Yeah,
How are you
hi.
doing today, bro?
Pretty swell. We got an engineer today. Woo!
I know it's we got a very cool guest today.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited.
Our good friend Bryce from Bryce's Devices.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce here is an engineer,
Oh yeah, local to Santa Barbara
local
County.
Santa Barbara
Yeah.
guy, brain cancer survivor,
Yep.
and disability ally. So welcome onto the show, Bryce.
Thanks so much, Dominic. I'm so stoked to be here, spread the word, and hear what you guys have to say about everything.
Heck yeah, dude. No,
It's
we're
an honor.
excited. We uh we got in touch with you via like a mutual friend of ours. And
Yeah.
after we emailed a bit, I checked out your website, checked out your Instagram, your YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, dang, this is cool. Like, and it's so random because from my perspective as a person with like a severe physical disability, just to see this random dude making assistive devices for people with,
Right.
physical limitations, I got to thinking like, okay, so, why though? Like, what's kind of pushing this person to do all this? And
Mm-hmm.
this episode is all about finding out why and letting people get to know you and see how freaking awesome you are, dude. So thanks for being on.
Wow, thank you so much. I've
Yeah,
never
man.
thought of it that way.
Yeah,
I guess
man.
it is kind of unusual for me to be doing this. We'll get into it.
All right, let's get into the icebreakers. We
Yeah.
got some more new ones today.
You do? Oh, yeah, look at those.
All right,
Ooh.
starting off with a banger.
Ooh.
The movie was made of your life. What genre would it be, and who would you want to play you?
Hmm. I mean, I feel like there's just weird things happening in my life all the time. It would definitely be a comedy.
That's
Just my whole life, birds poop on my head just at the weirdest moments, things like
never
that.
happened to me, thankfully.
That used to happen to me. I used to have bad luck where birds would just poop on me.
One time I went to like a family friend's house. When I remember I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, and he had a pet chicken, a pet chicken,
Yeah.
casually in the house.
In the house.
In the house, put it on my table, and that dude took a shit right on my table.
Oh no.
Yeah.
At least it was on
Yeah.
your head though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's
Not
the
yet.
worst. And then you have to like clean it out, maybe comb it out, and it's like, oh no, it's
Oh
like day
man,
ruined. It's
yeah.
like, oh shoot. Like especially when you're out in public and you have to go to the public restroom. It's like, oh I know, and you can't really get all of it out. And it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, the very worst thing that happened to me, I was in Costco getting all the free samples. There was some
Heck yes.
cinnamon rolls with all the icing on it. And then I came out of Costco. I was walking through the parking lot. I was like, oh, there's some white, like, cinnamon roll frosting on my hand. I better look
No.
it. It was definitely bird poop. Did not
Dude,
taste like
no.
cinnamon rolls.
The bird said, I got you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
dude.
my God.
Got him.
I remember back in the day, Costco used to have a real big problem where back when the Costco's were more open, birds would just be inside of Costco. I don't know if
Really?
you remember. Yeah, I would see
That seems
birds like
kind of
flying around.
ghetto.
It was, but now the Costco's are more closed now, and the food courts are just outside, opposed to like this weird half indoor outdoor thing that
Mm.
Costco used to do. So yeah, there's a lot less birds flying around.
Shoot. I
Off
forgot
topic, but have you
I
guys seen that?
neglected to answer the second half of your question.
I know you're good. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the actor who would play me would be Prince Harry. I guess
Yeah,
he's not an actor, but he looks a lot like me.
I, I,
Close enough, right? He's part of the royal family. I feel like they all,
I think the resemblance is uncanny. And I
yeah.
remember when we were first talking and planning the episode, we had talked about that, and Uriel was like, "Who's that?"
Oh, Prince Harry. Yeah. Oh, like
No,
I'm not educated on the royal family. Like a lot of the times I couldn't care less. You know, it's like, oh wow.
yeah, I'm kind of the same. I wouldn't know except for people keep telling me I look like him.
It's got to be annoying, right? Or is it like you just like it? Like,
Yeah, well, the thing is, he's not actually that attractive, also. So I'm like, yeah, that's kind of an insult.
Yeah.
oh yeah, hell yeah.
Little
Funny.
like scraggly facial hair.
Yeah. I know you got a full beard. He's like, nah, I'm
Yeah, come
stronger.
on, man.
He's like, "Don't group me with these hoodlums."
Yeah.
I I guess you could I guess Prince Harry in a way is an actor because he's media trained,
hmm
right? He's like he knows how to like stand in front of a camera, what to say, all these things because of his reputation
Yeah,
as part of the royal family. So in a way, I guess you could say like we don't really know what he actually is like personally,
yeah.
and he's just
True.
right.
Uh,
So I feel all celebrities in a sense are kind of an actor, like are actors.
yeah, because they're always in front of the cameras and stuff.
Yeah, and they're always trying to portray like the best image of themselves and not necessarily like their pure humanity.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
like
just because I'm curious, I'm gonna bounce the question to you.
me,
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know enough celebrities, honestly, genuinely, I don't know.
um,
Like uh, like I didn't know who PewDiePie was till I was like 20. Like genuinely like what? Like genre?
it's gotta be comedy.
You think so?
It's gotta be.
Or maybe like a romantic comedy.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Who are you romanticizing?
Nobody. Or no, maybe not a romantic comedy. Maybe oh, you think comedy?
Yeah, dude, what else
Yeah.
would it be?
Oh, a tragedy.
An actor.
A tragedy. Yeah, we'll do comedy. And who would play my role? The Rock. The Rock, the Dwayne
It's just
Johnson.
gonna be like an inside joke. Every episode, we just name drop The Rock.
I don't know because I don't know many people because the hard thing is like I know how to be myself, but I don't really think I don't haven't really seen that many roles like comedic roles of people that kind of like act similar-ish to me,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and like thinking about it, from all the films I've seen, obviously I don't watch much like many
I
in
take
like
that back, Adam Sandler. Yeah, Adam
yes,
Sandler.
I was
Yeah.
actually thinking
just
that too.
get him a nice tan,
Oh
let him
yeah.
go crazy.
Yeah, that'd be great. A
All
comedy
right.
Adam
Hell
Sandler.
yeah.
How about you?
For me,
Yeah. Sorry.
um,
A
oh,
rom-com for sure.
rom-com for sure, for sure.
And it's like every time you like look into like relationship stuff and like it's like oh man, it ends up being like womp womp. Every
What do you mean?
oh the cohabitation
Uh, uh,
laws and such
uh,
like
uh,
oh like a tragedy, like a romantic comedy. It's like
oh yeah, just
oh
because
yeah.
of all the like limits in place for those with disabilities. Like
Yeah.
for those of you that may not be aware, uh, there's laws in place if you're on Social Security, uh, you can't make more than, you can't have more than $2,000 in resources if you're single. And then if you're married, for the couple, it's less than
Just
$3,000
at any given time, right?
at any given time. If you have more than $3,000 as a couple, then you lose your benefits, which I need to like pay for my nursing care, pay for Udi to help me and all that stuff. So
The government pays for me.
yeah,
That's
You lose
insane.
me?
yeah,
Really? Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Even for
so
IHSS, that's crazy.
that's the tragedy I guess Udi is alluding to. Am
Yeah.
I wrong, Tom? Who would play me? Hmm, perhaps like a Channing Tatum. With a
Yeah,
beard.
Channing Tatum. Kind of. I mean, yeah, without the beard, maybe. Like, I haven't seen you without a beard in years.
Yeah. Without a beard, I just look like prepubescent Justin Bieber, so that's why the beard is here to stay.
I forget what his facial features look like.
Like a baby.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I said
Oh,
prepubescent
maybe
Justin
just
Bieber.
okay. All right.
All right, moving on. If you were a wrestler, why are you already laughing?
That's a cool question. Sorry. Yeah, I was reading it.
You want to do the honors?
Huh? Yeah. If you were a wrestler, what would be your entrance theme song?
Ooh, okay. So I'm like walking down the aisles. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're at like WrestleMania, you're coming out.
I'm like pounding my chest.
Yeah, dude.
Hmm. I mean, my favorite movie from my childhood is Nacho Libre. So I think
Mm.
it's got to be some song from the Nacho Libre soundtrack.
What's that one?
Mm.
I
I
am.
I am. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that. I am.
I think I am.
yeah. I'm proud I am. I like how we all know the
Oh,
lyrics.
yes. I'm glad you guys know it too. And there's
Wow.
like the horrible flute sound, like.
Yeah, yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I don't think Jack Black is disabled or has like much affiliation with like the disability community, but I'd be happy to have him on the podcast.
Ooh,
It might
yeah.
work actually. He's known for just doing stuff,
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be
like
so hype.
yeah, like he likes to do game streaming.
Yeah, he plays Minecraft.
Yeah, with his son, which is like so wholesome. I'm like, yo.
I
Yo,
didn't
you're
even.
an engineer. What are your thoughts on Minecraft? Do you like Minecraft? Do you play Minecraft at all?
Oh yeah, I played Minecraft when it was like tiny,
When it
like
was tiny.
year maybe like year two when it came out,
Okay.
and there was like no features hardly. It was super fun. I was in high school.
Yeah.
I remember that. Shoot.
I was in junior high when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, junior high, and then I remember like the first versions of Minecraft were like terrible because the mob spawns were wacky and the fog and the darkness is like insane. And
Hmm.
you couldn't see past like
Oh yeah.
6 blocks, and I'm like, oh man,
And like all the world generation was
chunky.
chonky.
Yeah, it's like I remember. And like, me and
Still
my boys
fun.
couldn't afford it, so we had to like, oh, sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mojang. Definitely didn't illegally download it. Haha.
What? It was only like $10, I thought.
Hey, $10 for like what, a 12-year-old? Those are digital books too. I had to go to the store and like talk to the man. It's just like I had to buy the card plus put $10 on it. You know, it's like and my parents didn't let me. It's just like, what are you doing? Like what? Like what?
Minecraft.
Yeah, dude.
Get out of my room, Mom. I'm playing Minecraft.
Right then I had like a family laptop that had like probably not even a gig of RAM. So
Jeez.
you know, it's like I
One
remember
creeper
that.
spawn just kills your
Oh
computer.
yeah, it just oh no. Then my parents come in and like beat me up. It's like, what are you doing? Ah. We had important tax information on that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh God.
All right, Bryce. Final icebreaker. Best piece of advice you've ever been given.
Oh, we're getting serious now.
Yeah, this is serious gamer time.
Okay, okay. Best piece of advice. I mean, I think best piece of advice was do what you love. But people gave me that advice like my whole life, and I never listened to them until you mentioned I had brain cancer. And in that, I just realized like the value of doing what you love and living like the best life you can.
Yeah,
And I wish I got that, you know, that valuable lesson earlier.
same. No,
Oh yeah.
I think everybody can, appreciate that. And you you grow up, I think, not valuing things as much as we should. And then when something happens that makes you take a step back in your life and realize like what's really important.
Yeah.
Because it's like life events like that kind of remind us about how mortal we are and how short our time on this earth actually is. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, like Dom and I think we're all pushing 30 eventually, and it's just like, damn,
Hmm.
like
Totally.
wow, right? And
And I
it's
feel like going through your youth, you're always like, or at least me, I'm like, oh yeah, my life is gonna start like 10 years from now or 10 years from now. I'm just like working so that I can like start living my life.
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
and then I realized like, wait, right now, like this moment is my life. Like
yeah,
I shouldn't be waiting for anything to start trying to do what I love.
ex
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then it's a story that happens all the time where people like they work and then they start careers you don't necessarily like care about or are super passionate about, but and it's like, oh shoot. But a lot of the times people use it to springboard into what they actually like. So we'll see, because it's,
Well, I think that's kind of similar to like your story, right? You know,
yeah.
you were telling us how you got your engineering degree. So you want to talk a little bit about that, how that was? I got to know, like engineering is just one of those majors you hear about and
It definitely gets memed a lot
it gets memed a
for
lot.
its difficulty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that fun. I pretty much like I feel like people talk about like, oh, college, you just drink and party the whole time. Like I didn't do any of that. I was just studying nonstop. Like I barely made any friends. It was kind of sad actually.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I told Dom because like we Dominic and I have visited a few college campuses, and I had this vision or idea in my head that I thought it was going to be more social, but no, everybody's just
Sad.
yeah, everyone's sad and like deadpan staring, thousand yard stare, and like nobody. There's like so many students walking by each other,
Yeah.
but they never talk to each
And
other.
they always have like earbuds
Headphones
in.
in, yeah, and
Yeah.
they're just always like they look so stressed out, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this is freaky, you know?
This is college in America.
Oh yeah, and like it's like vastly different from community college where everybody's just like hanging out and like the professors are really cool and like it's like whoa, it's like a very different experience.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Community college is a lot different in the sense, like you said, I feel a lot more people are more familiar with one another at community colleges
Yeah.
as opposed to a university. It feels like there's a lot more distance between everybody, socially, physically, like metaphorically, and literally. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess that was your experience too.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Wow.
If I really tried, I probably could have done some more extracurricular activities,
Yeah.
but by
Where'd
the
you go to
time
school,
I'm
if you
done
don't
with
mind me
homework, I
asking?
was too tired for that.
Where'd you go to school, if you don't mind us asking?
Right here in Santa Barbara,
USC.
UCSB.
UCSB.
Yeah,
By the
actually, I went
beach.
to City College, SBCC, for like the first half of my college, and then transferred to
Cool.
UCSB, finished it
Oh,
up.
so yeah. It's
Yeah, so
CC's a crazy community college too. Like talk about social. It's like a complete coin flip because I visited CC a few times. Like everyone's there always talking, people are always hanging out. The professors are tight, and then like at UCSB, everyone's just like
yeah.
completely antisocial. I'm like, whoa. I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
both of them are like right on the beach though, so that's
Yeah. And I
pretty
think
sick.
UCSB has, I call it the Stinky Lagoon, but it's
Okay.
it's like this like water. Is it a lagoon?
It's a lagoon, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's like it always like me and my friends called it like oh stinky because it always kind of smelled a bit.
yeah,
Uh,
there's like moss growing in there. You don't want
yeah,
to fall in that.
but it has the really cool tower though, like in the center of the campus. Oh,
Oh yeah, it's a cool campus, and I think the coolest thing, not a lot of people know about it, but there's this bathroom in the like grand hall of some crazy thing I forgot, but it's just random. You go up the stairs to like the third floor. There's a bathroom with a giant window you can poop and see like all the way down the coastline. It's the best bathroom I've ever been in.
Next time we go, we gotta find it.
Yeah.
Tourist
And the next time we go, we gotta find it.
business meeting, tourist.
Yes, yeah, an important business. Step aside.
Bucket list item.
I'm working on a number 2. Please, excuse me. Five people
Need
aside.
inspiration for the podcast.
I mean, I'd do it. Why not? That sounds beautiful. It
Yeah,
sounds
dude.
awesome.
I can't really use a toilet, but I would sit in there.
I'll lift you.
Okay.
There you
Or you
go.
could sit next to me.
But we
But
can
like,
make
I'm not going to the bathroom. I'll just sit
Yeah.
on the toilet and you'll be like next to me.
yeah.
I want to just watch
Yeah.
it.
Oh, this seems like a thing out of a rom-com here.
I don't know. We find ourselves doing things like that all the time. Him and I,
Taking shits together or what?
No. I remember one time it was at UCLA maybe when we were in the bathroom and I had to cut one of your event things and I couldn't find the scissors and we were talking out loud in the bathroom. There was someone in the stall and we were like, oh, I can't even imagine what that person's thinking.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's like you're like, oh, hold it. Like, oh, dude, I can't find it. Like, how do I hold it? And it's like, oh god.
no, because also, the reason we're in the bathroom is because sometimes when I get over anxious or stressed, tired, I get really congested, and I can't cough up a lot of the congestion I build up. I don't have the like lung strength, and so I have to get suctioned. And I have a machine on the back of my chair that's with me like literally all the time. And so I went to the bathroom so Udi could help suction me. And so it always sounds weird though, because other people just don't know like what you're talking about unless you like physically see what's going on.
Yeah.
So the dude just hears, can you suction me?
Yeah,
And
I got you, dude.
he's like struggling.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, very rom-com
And then when the
vibes.
dude came out, it's just like, hello, like really straight face. Like, oh no.
Like Udi's got like a tube and a pair of scissors in his hand.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Some freaky stuff.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's his fault. He was in the disability stall. It's nice. You get what you get, man.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Oh, that's what you get. Yeah.
yeah, dude.
No, I'm you get to hear 2 grown men say things like, "Oh, can you suction me real quick?" Like, "Oh, like, can you cut the tube? I'm trying to cut the tube. I can't find scissors. I need it.
Just the tip, just the tip.
Just the tip. Yeah, just cut the tip off." I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So
Holy
just be on your
scum.
phone in the stall, just like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" Just afraid to come
You
out.
see a pair of wheels and like a pair of feet. Gotta love college.
I mean, who are they to judge? A couple of friends watching a sunset through a bathroom window? You know, who are they? It's a college
Who are
campus.
they
Who
to
are they
get in
to?
the way
Yeah,
of God's
right.
glory?
Exactly. So we went on a crazy tangent there.
All right.
But yeah,
So
you went to school at UCSB, engineering degree.
Yeah.
You already told us a little bit about that.
Yeah, and that was
what was
all
that?
before I was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah, so what was that like? You finished your degree,
Right.
graduated, like right after graduation. Like what was going on the time after graduation, but before your diagnosis? That's what I'm curious about.
Um, yeah, honestly, I was having symptoms that turned out to be part of my brain cancer for like 2 years
Oh
before
wow.
any doctor could figure it out. So I don't know, that was just a side thing happening while I was in college and everything.
Can you
Um,
just describe the symptoms just out of curiosity?
Because I would imagine it's just like headaches,
I don't
but I don't
know.
know any better.
Yeah, we don't
yeah,
know
And
anybody.
if I were you, I'm an engineering student and I'm getting headaches. I'm like, oh, this is just normal, right? Like,
yeah. Dude, I was getting like shortness of breath,
oh,
which is super random. Like that's not a normal symptom. Headache is normally like what people feel when they have like a brain tumor growing.
uh-huh.
But yeah, I was just like, it almost felt like an anxiety attack, basically. So anytime I would go to a doctor, they'd be like, "You have anxiety." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm super chill." Like, and it just happens. Like, there were weird things that would cause it. I would eat like a bunch of food, and then it would happen. Or like every time I would lay down, it would happen. And then it turns out it makes sense because when you lay down, like more pressure goes to your brain
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then like pushes against whatever buttons that are causing like shortness of breath.
Oh,
Right.
So it was like years of that. And so it was honestly kind of, in a way, comforting to finally know what was causing it.
yeah.
Yeah, so eventually I had like a full seizure basically, and like half of my body went totally numb. And I was in the middle of Peru at the time. I was like, oh gosh, there's no good doctors out here, or like I don't want to risk going to some sketchy doctor.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
So wait,
then
what'd
I
you do
came
then?
back, and then I was directly in between college. So I wasn't on the UCSB health insurance anymore because they like cut you off that insurance
Right.
like the day you
You
graduate.
graduate.
Like I
Yeah.
wasn't even done
Really?
with my last final yet, and they were like, "Your insurance is gone." I'm like, "What the heck? How am I supposed to like?" And then at my new job I got, so I went straight to a engineering job that I had been interning at. Pretty sweet, building like fancy switches for electric cars.
Oh, cool.
Like big, they're so big, they're kind of mechanical because I'm a mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and anyways, they don't, the company insurance doesn't kick in for like a month. So I had this seizure and I was like, okay, I either have high blood pressure or like a brain tumor or like, I don't know, there was something else. But I just couldn't go to get like an MRI or anything because I had no insurance.
That's crazy. And like, how old were you? Like 25?
I was 24,
That's
if I
crazy. Like,
remember.
imagine having a seizure at 24. You're like in the middle of a foreign country. Like, that's wild.
And I've seen because I've recently acquired health insurance, I've seen some of the MRI like scan prices and all that just to get like x-rays and all that. It gets really expensive,
Mm-hmm.
especially like when you're in between jobs or newly starting a job and it's just like, oh gosh, like like so during the seizure, did you partially recover or how did you deal with that?
He just
Yeah,
thugged
like,
it out.
You thugged it out?
what'd you say?
I'm sorry. He said you thugged it out?
Yeah, I thugged it out. I just laid
Oh my
there
gosh.
and waited for it to go. It was
Wow. You
like,
waited for the insurance to kick in. It's like, all right, help me.
yeah. I didn't
Wow.
know there's like different levels of seizures. There's like the full seizure that most people know is like called the grand mal seizure, where you lose consciousness and like start twitching and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's like lower level ones where you just feel really weird and you can lose like sensation on one side or something like that.
Hmm.
And so
Okay.
that's what I had. I was hearing like I was almost hallucinating a little bit. I heard some like lady singing that wasn't there.
And how long did you go like that?
It wasn't that long, like an
Okay.
hour or two.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I just slept a long time.
And then you were in Peru. Was that a school trip or like post-graduation vacation?
Exactly. Post graduation, I had like 8 weeks to do a bunch of fun things before I went and worked my life away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
went to Machu Picchu and stuff. It was pretty
That's
cool.
cool. Nice. Well, I mean, gosh. Nice to know. Nice to know you like got over that. But and then it says here in 2019 was diagnosed with aggressive brain cancer. That's due to the fact that it's been lingering for like several years before it actually got appropriately diagnosed.
Yeah, probably. It
Yeah.
Wow.
was a
So,
bummer.
so yeah, so at the point you got diagnosed, doctor's like, okay, we got to do surgery or what?
Yeah, pretty much. They were like, oh, yeah, it's probably benign because it took so long. Like, it's so big and you didn't have headaches. It was probably growing slowly, not quickly.
Hmm.
And they were just like, yeah, definitely got to get brain surgery, maybe chemo if it's not benign. And then I got brain surgery. I got really lucky. Went to UCLA for like the best brain surgeon in the country, maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you, Linda Liao.
Shout out,
Oh
Linda.
yeah. Shout out Linda.
And then, but then when they did the study on the what they took out, look at it under a microscope or whatever, that it was apparently like growing super rapidly. So it was diagnosed as like glioblastoma, which is basically the worst brain cancer you can get.
Dude, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gosh.
but I've been super lucky so far.
Yeah, especially because it what like yeah, like just a few years of like minor symptoms, like not knowing it was growing that rapidly. That's spooky.
And basically, well, I assume it's essentially, obviously, you're extremely lucky, but I assume for most it's like a death sentence to get that kind of diagnosis, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally is.
And then
It's like 50% of people die the first year,
That's crazy.
and here I am.
Here you are, dude.
and
Yeah.
here
Yeah,
it says post-surgery, like including a chance of paralyzation during surgery.
that
Yeah.
is true. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah,
That's
but
kind
shout
of an
out Lynn
important
though.
part.
Shout out Lynn.
So I learned it.
Yeah.
And yeah, she didn't mess up. The original doctor I was going to for surgery, he was like, "Yeah, there's probably a good chance you'll like lose some like something, you know, you could either become like a horrible asshole if it can mess with your personality, or it could get paralyzed, or just blindness, or you know, anything could happen."
Yeah.
And so that was pretty trippy for me. I remember thinking about, because I love surfing, I was like, whoa, how am I gonna surf if I'm blind?
You know what? Can I just jump in and say something really quick?
Yeah.
When you were telling us like about uh your initial doctor's appointments, like getting anxiety, and you were saying like, "Oh, I'm chill, bro." I'm like, "Yeah, this dude looks like a surfer, bro." Like,
You could see
Well, I
it.
mean, look, it's a Santa Barbara thing.
it's Santa
It's a
Barbara
Santa
surfer, bro.
Barbara
Yeah,
thing.
dude.
Like when people immediately tell me if I'm from the Central Coast because of the way I talk, my speech patterns, how relaxed I am. It's just like, where are
Yeah.
you from, man? You're so laid back. I'm like, California. You know, it's true. Yeah, it's a California thing.
Yeah.
I know people, when I'm like traveling different countries, they're immediately like, California.
Yeah.
Damn, do I really have that voice? Apparently.
Yeah.
It's funny because like this podcast are all about not making stereotypes and
Oh,
assumptions. Yeah, here I am making like internal assumptions about surfer bros.
Yeah, right. Well, not the worst stereotype you could do.
I mean, who doesn't like the beach?
Yeah.
You know, beaches
Yeah.
are awesome. Surfing's cool. Like it requires a lot of balance. So like I could see like oh God. Yeah, that must be so anxiety because you like the beach surfing. It's like, oh, how am I gonna surf if I'm like partially paralyzed or can't feel
hmm
or like struggle to balance or like blind? I'm like, oh no, dude.
And so if I'm not mistaken, that's kind of what drove you to start Bryce's devices, right? Like the concern over the issues you might have post-surgery, right?
Yeah, exactly. We talked about that earlier. It's
Yeah.
like I almost feel like I'm on the other side of the statistic. Like I could see myself, like I could have been that very easily.
hmm
And so I kind of feel a camaraderie with people who weren't so lucky as me.
Yeah.
And so that's a big reason I feel motivated to help people. And then that, along with in college, I made friends with my buddy Ryan, who he got unlucky and like fell and broke his neck. And so, and we've been mountain biking together. He has a really sweet three-wheeled mountain bike. We go out in the mountains here and go down some crazy trails. He can go down the steepest stuff. I'm so amazed.
That's
And
cool.
sometimes he just rolls and I go pick him up. And
Oh,
it's a
hell yeah.
lot of fun.
That's cool, dude. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
do
yeah.
We could do nature.
Immediately no.
No, I'm up for it. It's just I'm not the most like athletic kind of agile dude. There's nature tracks. We could do that.
Nature tracks. Yeah. Have you seen those?
Oh yeah, I got to try some of those at like the Wheelchair Sports Festival with
Nice.
Ryan Foundation.
Yeah.
Sat in there and went around the sand and did some donuts.
Yeah.
So it was pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Funny, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm down to
Yeah,
do
I
that.
just wish it went faster.
That's always my wish too.
Yeah.
Like
You get turtle and rabbit. That's it.
it's just something about being confined to a power chair. You're just like, how can I go faster?
Yeah.
That's like your life's dilemma. I remember being a kid, and the guy that services my wheelchair, he would um be able to adjust the speed. And so every time he would service me, it'd be like, hey, can you like make it go faster?
Would he do it?
When I got older, he would, yeah, not so much when I was younger.
Oh yeah. That's funny. It's like, oh, you can't handle this torque, kid.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Take out some other kid's ankles or something.
Yeah.
It's not street legal.
Oh yeah.
Damn,
Wow.
all right. Well, that could be a device.
Hey,
40-mile-per-hour power chair.
yes,
I think it'd be
yes,
fun. It's just like there's like an innate human, maybe it's human nature, but there's like this innate thing of us. We're just like kind of obsessed with just speed and just like pushing limitations,
your chat.
you know? Right. Because I used your power chair once, like the old model, and like even though I'm like that was a lot of torque and speed for me to control
Hmm.
because I'm not used to power chairs.
Yeah,
But definitely like yeah, like how why not? Let's go 10 miles an hour in this.
yeah.
You know, it's
Well,
like why not?
have you seen like the power soccer chairs?
Oh, those are crazy.
Ooh, I haven't seen him up close in real life.
So those go a bit faster than regular power chairs. Um, I don't know the companies that make them or anything. I think the popular brand is called Strike Force.
Such a cool name.
That's such a cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a whole episode. We talked with Ulysses about him playing power soccer, and he was telling us that I think they go up to 7 miles per hour. Um, but I think there's rules like when you play, you can't go over six, I think, or something like that.
Huh,
So like if the ref thinks you're going too fast, they can, flag you. So yeah.
interesting. I've played wheelchair rugby,
Yeah.
murder ball.
Yeah.
That
Is that
game's
what they call it?
Yeah.
they call it murder ball.
Have you checked out or been to UCSB's junior wheelchair sports camp?
Oh, I want to go this summer, but
Dude,
like my single plan I made is on the exact same week.
dude,
So
no,
like,
that
well,
sucks.
maybe next summer.
Yeah, man.
Oh, you should
But
call them up and ask them. Like, do you think you could like volunteer this year?
I mean, you'd have to take me, but yeah,
How's that an issue? I think it'd be fun.
yeah, I'm down. Yeah, they play a
yeah,
lot
you
of
should.
rugby, a lot of murder ball.
It's called murder ball.
Yeah, that's what they
That's,
call it.
dude,
You're
they got
allowed
the
to
coolest
slam into
name.
each other as fast as you can.
Yeah.
It's like bumper cars, but
Yep.
but without the bumpers, hardly.
Without the no bumpers.
Yeah. Just straight raw dogging
Whoa.
it.
See, I'd like to see that.
And it's like kids too at the camp, so it's just kids running into each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't care that much for like American football, but I would watch murder ball,
Yeah, dude. It's
like
hype.
world championships.
It's
Way
hype.
more entertaining.
Yeah.
Matt, oh God. And imagine like if like able-bodied people did that and they like souped up their chairs, it'd be like a CTE simulator. Like it's insane. Just like constantly like oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude, it's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of wheelchair sports are just kind of crazy too. Like even wheelchair basketball,
Very contact. There's a lot of
a
contact.
lot of
Yeah.
contact. I've seen people just fall backwards in their chair
They just get back up.
and they just have to like, yeah, be able to push themselves using their arms,
Yeah.
like push themselves off the floor because their like whole chair is tilted back on the ground.
Right. I
It's
think
crazy.
one thing that I enjoy about watching that kind of stuff is that how one athletic they are truly because it's like it takes a lot of energy to like roll around like that
Yeah.
up and down the court.
Yeah.
But then secondly, when they fall, they train to fall.
Mhm.
They like move like their body and their heads that way they're not putting their heads in any danger. Like no helmets or nothing. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like they're out here balling for real. It's like whoa.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, that kind of goes into I have a product that helps. So you don't tip over and you don't have to pick yourself up.
Really?
The
Oh.
Yeah,
sport shocks.
we got
Mm.
the rocker blockers.
Oh, the rocker
The rocker
blockers.
blockers, that's right.
Uriel actually helped me think of that name when we hung out.
I forget what I said. I don't think originally said rocker blocker first. I think I said something else, but like I
Uh,
don't.
No, you totally did.
Did I?
Yeah.
well,
Rocker
maybe I
blocker.
misheard you, and it was really good. I love it.
The rocker
All right, so
blocker.
yeah, tell us about the rocker blockers.
Yeah,
The
that
rocker
great.
blockers. Hold on.
Oh, he's
Hold
got
on.
Oh,
on camera.
live
Hold
demo.
on. Hold on. We got. Okay, this actually is very helpful. Basically, we got some sort of device that you put four of them, two around each tire
Yeah,
on your sport wheelchair because they don't have brakes.
right.
The brakes get in the way, so it's hard to transfer from your daily chair into your sport wheelchair. But if you got the rocker blockers, keeps the sport chair from rolling away from you as you try to transfer. And if you're trying to go on your own, you go to the track to do some race wheelchair, it's really helpful to know you're not gonna fall on the ground.
Yeah, like your chair's not just gonna like wheel away.
Yeah,
I didn't know they didn't have brakes.
Yeah.
Oh, because you have to
They're
manually brake it.
the sport chairs, not power chairs, but sport manual wheelchairs.
Hmm.
They're designed a bit different from regular manual chairs.
Yeah,
Like the wheels, they kind of
like
stick out
like
sideways,
that
like
kind of.
diagonal.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like cambered.
Yeah, camber. Thank you, Mr. Engineer. And so like they're obviously like very aerodynamic, like they're built for going fast, and so they it's very easy to just like have them move. And
Yeah,
it just seems so simple, like that little rocker blocker, like
right.
it's just a little like what is it exactly, like what's it made of? You make it out of?
Right now, my next edition is gonna be just plastic, 3D
Next
printed.
edition.
I have my
Stay
own
tuned.
3D printer here.
Huh? Well, this is a beautiful transition to like, let's talk about your achievements here, your devices, man. Bryce's devices.
Yeah. What
All
else you
right.
about
Yeah.
The first real device I made was the ability,
the ability,
or
Yeah.
like
which if I'm recalling from the future correctly, you'll have seen in an promo reel that I am
Right.
having already posted.
Oh, yeah.
excellent.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys know what it's about.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
It's
Yeah,
like kind of suspends your arm if you can't lift up your arm on your own.
yeah,
It's kind of too much friction against the table for a lot of people.
yeah,
And then you can move your arm around.
yeah.
And
No, it definitely has my endorsement. You know,
Because you've experienced it. Why not?
like for
Like,
those that saw the video, again, I haven't posted it at this point in time that we're recording, but it will be out before this episode comes out, if that makes sense.
mhm,
Uh, it's really cool because, you know, for someone like me who, as you can kind of see, if my remote's not in the way, I cannot lift my arms off of my tray table. Like there's a pad. Thank you, Udi. There's this pad right here that I rest my elbows on, and then I have my table right in front of me that I, you know, usually have my laptop on, video game control, to like, you know, eat my food. And, you know, because of my SMA, I cannot lift my arms off my table. I don't have the strength to resist gravity. And so because of stuff like the ability tree, you know, it elevates your arm off whatever surface it's on, in my case, my table, and it's able to suspend in front of me, letting me kind of move my shoulders, move my bicep more and feel those muscles that I couldn't normally.
right,
Like right now, I cannot pull my shoulder back. It's just stuck in this position.
right, due to gravity, right? It's like
Right.
down. It's like hard to pull it up and
Yeah.
back.
Because of the nature of SMA too, I struggle to just feel my muscles. Like I can still feel everything, but it's the way I explain it to people is sometimes I just can't feel a certain muscle or a muscle group. And I like normally can't feel my shoulder muscles or my biceps. Like I don't have the capability to flex them. But with the ability, I was able to actually swing my arm, my whole arm
Yeah, I
from the
saw it.
shoulder.
He almost smacked me.
Yeah, dude. From the shoulder, like back and forth and get actual good range of motion out of it, which I normally can't. So, you know, it's just really cool because I could use it and still be able to use my laptop. Um, in the video we took, I was able to draw a little smiley face, not very
It's
amazingly,
something.
but it's something.
Yeah.
It ain't much, but it's honest work. And I think there's a lot of potential behind it too, just for even therapy for those that
Oh,
are
yeah.
trying to rehab and get strength back in their arms. It's almost like swimming, where you're just kind of floating, like your arms floating, and
Yeah, I was about to say it's kind of like,
mhm.
yeah, where, yeah.
It's almost like aquatic therapy, where you're just kind of suspended and you can have the freedom to move
Yeah,
a little easier.
because you're kind of put in a position where your shoulders and like other muscles that you're not used to are forced to engage.
Yeah,
That way you can actually like just doing this, I get a little sore,
yeah,
because I have to actually use this.
right.
And yeah, it's a cool device, man. And it's like
Wow.
relatively inexpensive. He brought it in for us as a PVC pipe and I believe a bungee. It's a bungee cord.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate about you. Like y- the devices you make, they seem so simple, but they're so efficient. You know, like
Right.
the rocker blocker is just a little plastic thing, right, that you're printing, and you just put in front of the wheel and it keeps it in place. The ability, it's just PVC pipe with bungee cords and like
Yeah.
an arm holder. Like it's so simple but effective.
I
Like
think that's the engineering difference because if I was tasked to make similar devices like brass, I think it'd be too expensive and like too complicated.
yeah,
Like honestly, like
even when
yeah.
he showed us, we were trying to tell him like, oh, you should get like hydraulics, blah blah
Yeah, but
blah.
we're just joking around. We didn't know any better, But it's like, it's simple, effective,
Yeah,
PVC pipe.
Yeah,
Uh
that's my goal is affordable adaptive devices. So trying to make it as simple as possible. And I'm a little bit of a minimalist in my own life. So it's pretty fun for me to brainstorm, try to think of the very simplest way to come up with these things.
yeah, man.
And it's so great to hear positive feedback. Thanks so much.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
man.
you like always smiling, like, yeah, dude, be proud. Yeah, dude, yeah, it's a cool device, man. Be happy. Hell yeah, look at him. Yeah, it's cool. And then I might have difficulty pronouncing this next.
No, I got this.
You got
I
this?
got this. My personal favorite, just based off the name alone, the roller guinea.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
explain to us, the roller guinea.
yeah. I wish I could have brought that one for you to try, but it's does a similar thing as the ability where it creates like support for your arm and eliminates like the friction from your arm on a table,
Mhm.
but it's a kind of a smaller device where basically you put your arm on it and it has wheels that can go 360 degrees and they so you can kind of have a zero friction surface to move it around.
Yeah,
That's
Oh.
pretty
that's the
cool.
guinea part, because it's like the
Oh.
Lamborghini
It
for your
looks
arm.
like, yeah. And I was,
Oh.
Ah.
yeah, I originally made
Yeah,
the
okay.
Ability and the Roller Guinea for a pair of kids, like two siblings. Um, so I wanted them to be fun for them. So I made the little Roller Guinea. It looks like a little race car. It
Oh,
has a window on it and it has four wheels. So it looks kind of just like a dragster.
that's cool.
I gotta
It's
see some kids like in wheelchairs growing up. Oh,
yeah,
son, what do you want for Christmas? Hot Wheels? No, I want a roller guinea.
roller guinea.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that's cool. So, are the wheels kind of like, oh gosh, like office chair wheels where they just swivel like 360?
Yeah. At first I tried that. In my head, that seemed like it would work perfectly. But when you switch from going forwards to going backwards, as those office chair style ones spin around, it takes kind of a lot of force actually.
Oh,
Mm,
yeah, because they like end up going sideways and then like it's not a smooth like how do
Yeah.
pathing, right? Because it
Yeah,
gets
it kind of jerks your arm to the side as you're doing
yeah.
it. And that's not what we want if you're trying to write and go forwards and backwards a bunch, you know?
So are they kind of like like those like tracker pad? Like are they just like
Oh yeah.
moving like balls,
You know the
right?
crazy thing is I bought that next to try that, and they acted the same as the
Hmm.
office chair style
Oh,
ones.
really?
So then I invested in, they're called Omni wheels.
Oh, okay.
Basically like wheels, and then on each wheel is like a bunch of tiny wheels facing the opposite direction.
Huh.
It's kind of hard to describe.
So is it kind of like gears, where it's like rotating and it like does this and it just kind of like almost more free moving, like less friction.
I
I
don't
don't-
know.
Oh, well.
But basically, yeah. Like when you move forward and backward, it's just a gear or like
Hmm.
a bearing going forward and backwards, and then side to side, the wheels that are touching the ground the other way spin.
Oh, okay.
Like you got to see a picture of it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So feel free to send pictures, man, and we'll like add them to the story and like
Oh
share
yeah.
it, show it to people. It'd be fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's on my website. Oh, and I
Um,
just made flyers.
Ooh.
This might not make it on the podcast, but
Okay.
yeah.
I kind of want to show you. I just printed this out. This is my flyer holder,
Dude,
the
that's sick.
little Best Devices robot.
With the logo.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's adorable.
That's sick.
Just
That's
sitting.
A1. That's A1
Uh,
right there.
Isn't
A1
that
sticks
fun?
us?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I'm getting old. I don't get these kids. A1.
Here we got all the devices
Um,
back here. The
Okay.
roller genie.
there.
You can
Oh, yeah, yeah.
on the
Oh,
light
and
you
your
can see,
armrest. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
the little black things on the wheel. Those are the smaller wheels that spin the other way.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got you can see the rocker blockers.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. And then
No, this is definitely making the final
yeah,
cut.
and
Yeah.
then like the ability tree right there on the
Boom.
top
There it
Yeah.
is.
is people see it's just like this PVC pipe and like bungee cord, a sling, and it helps you move around like
Yeah.
this. It's cool.
Yeah. Pretty sweet. And I've got some other things. I made the bite wand dock, which is just another really simple thing. I
It's
feel
def
like sometimes when I tell people about my inventions, they're like, that's not fancy. That's but I'm
Oh,
like,
boo them.
Yeah, dude.
come on, it solves a problem that doesn't have a solution yet. So,
Right.
and it does it for cheap and it totally works. So
Yeah, it's
I think
like
it's pretty good.
I think the key point here is just like the affordability and the availability for like a wider audience opposed to like something that's like really like out of reach for some people or might need like insurance to get. I'm like, oh man,
hmm
you know.
Well, like I think I mentioned this to you in person too. I feel like there's got to be some service, like whether it's the Department of Rehab or something else that could work with you to make these accessible to people, yet still like provide you the profit you need to like actually make these. Like, yeah, no, there's got to be some way to get these devices to people that need them.
Yeah,
So if you're
that's
seeing this and you think of a way,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the key here. Because right now, I actually worked for 2 years saving up money with the plan of quitting my job
yeah,
and doing, I traveled for a bit and then I wanted to start this company. And so I don't have any other job. So making money is going to be important coming up here when I start running out of money.
yeah.
So I appreciate all that advice.
Are you ever
Yeah.
working with like CCS, like children's services?
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
like going to
that's actually
A PT unit?
Right.
Like I'm sure they would love your stuff.
Yeah, man. It's just you
a
just
PT. Yeah, I should check out some other PT units. Yeah.
and then this one I'm kind of excited about because I think we've seen it. We might have seen it in action. There's videos about it with a local Grace Fisher
Yeah,
with
the mouth stick holder,
yeah, the
right?
mouse stick holder.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. Grace is so cool. I was so
Yeah.
happy to help her out with something because she
Yeah.
does all this amazing art
Yeah.
just by using a paintbrush connected to a special bite stick that she can hold in her mouth because she's totally paralyzed below the neck.
Right.
So, and she does these amazing paintings of like waves and anything you can imagine. But as it is, you need someone to pick up the mouth stick and put it in your mouth for you. You can't, there's no way she can pick it up on her own. But I created this little dock that you can clamp it onto any table, and it has an adjustable bendy stick so you can put it just at the perfect height at the perfect place so she can move her head over a couple inches and bite onto the bite
That's cool.
stick and lift it up and then do her painting, or she can use it as a stylus for her phone and then put it back down to
That's
talk
fun.
or move her chair or whatever.
See,
Yeah.
and that addresses, I think, and I think I told both of you about this. We talked about it on that assistive technology episode in the first season. The I feel the most important factor when considering assistive technology or devices is not only like how helpful it is, but how accessible it really is. Like, if I need somebody else to set it up for me so that I can use it, it's immediately not as accessible, you know?
Mhm.
Whereas because you have that dock that she can just go and grab with her mouth, right? Like
Right.
that
It's this
that's
plant somewhere,
yeah,
like she knows where it is. She could always access it when she needs it, you know.
it cuts out the middleman, you know?
Right. Which is a cool thing because it gives more independence,
Exactly.
you know, where it's like,
That's
oh, I could paint whenever I feel like it, you
yeah.
know.
I don't if I'm in a bad mood and like I don't want to talk to anybody, I can just go paint and don't need to
Right.
ask anybody for
Right.
my tools, you know? Like that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. And she's letting me put my flyers in her inclusive clubhouse.
Yeah.
Ooh,
She
yeah.
Totally.
has their
Dope.
whole the Grace Fisher Foundation. They host all kinds of cool events for
Yeah.
people of all abilities.
It's
And so hopefully I get the word out a little more on Bryce's devices
Yeah,
that's
man.
cool.
and help
It's
out more people.
crazy how we went there almost like a year ago.
Yeah, it was like last October.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, like that clubhouse is really cool.
Yeah, that's cool. We got like a three-way collab going, the Disability
Yeah,
Grace
yeah.
Fisher Foundation, Bryce's Devices.
Oh yeah. Collab
And
for
'cause
sure.
I think it's pretty cool. I don't think we had it on the list, but the spinner winner, I thought that was pretty cool. If you wanted to like quickly describe that for us.
Oh yeah. So for people who drive but have lower grip strength, if they have quadriplegia, it can be really hard to spin to turn on the headlights on the left side or to turn on the rear windshield wiper. There's little knobs on the end of your blinker shaft. So I made just another super simple thing that you can strap onto the end knob, and then you can just poke it with one finger instead of having to grip it. And so that really helped out my buddy Kyle, who
Nice.
requested that. I definitely need to improve on that a little bit because he was telling me, oh, yeah, it just falls off sometimes, but no worries. I put it back on.
Yeah.
What? That's not okay. We need to make that better.
And then we have like a
So,
little list here of like pending. If you want,
exactly.
if
Kind
you,
of developing those, trying to make them better
yeah,
before I finalize them. I
yeah.
got the the blinker knob we just talked about, the spinner winner,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I'm working on the butt board.
The
It's a
butt
Mhm.
board.
board, also called the butt bomber.
The butt bomber. Yes.
Yeah, the
Dude, I
bum.
need it.
You need
The
I don't
it?
know
butt
what it
bomber,
does, but
yes.
You don't know
I
what it is?
need
I'm
it.
sold.
Take my money.
Yeah, I've been working with my friend Ryan on that one. He's the same guy who I go mountain biking with.
Oh, okay.
And there are sit skis that exist, but the way those work is you're 3 feet off the ground and you have to hold on to these poles, which kind of takes a bit of grip strength. And then what Ryan doesn't like about those is when you fall over, you fall like 3 or 4 feet all the way onto the ground. And
Yeah.
then, that just doesn't sound fun. It hurts. And so we're making it's more like a snowboard. We're taking just my old snowboard and then putting a seat like way lower, close to the ground, close enough that you can reach the ground with your bare hand or your hand with a glove on it
Mhm.
instead of needing to hold onto poles if it's a little harder for you to grasp a pole.
That's cool.
So that should be pretty sweet. I'm excited. I think in a few days we're gonna test out the next edition. We got a new seat because the first cheapo Amazon seat we bought broke. We're adding some extra knee supports so you don't tip over as easily.
Cool.
Nice.
It's pretty fun working on that kind of thing. All these things. I love doing it.
Oh, that's really
That's cool, man.
inspiring. I can see like Ryan's a really cool friend of yours.
Oh yeah, he's
He's a really
awesome.
outgoing dude. It's just like, yeah, I need these devices, man. I want to go skiing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know. He's like so determined too. He's like, no, we got it. He's like,
Yeah.
no, we'll eventually get it. Sometimes I'm like, let's give up. He's like, no, we'll just keep going and we're gonna get it. And I admire that.
He likes to thug it out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool. Well, it's nice to have people like that in your life, you know? You're constantly
totally.
pushing you for improvement. It's just like, oh, like, yeah, sometimes they get in our own heads and like it takes other people to be like, nah, man, shut up. Like, let's do a beta 3.3 of like the bomber. Why not? Yeah, let's do it.
Totally.
It's cool, man.
Oh, and another thing I wanted to tell people about, this could be helpful to the community, is the Go Baby Go chapter I'm trying to start with a physical therapist in Santa Barbara.
Uh-huh.
We're trying to start a chapter of Go Baby Go, which is kind of a nationwide program that we're taking their template and doing it here in Santa Barbara,
Okay.
where we host annual events, taking Power Wheels, the little right on top cars for toddlers.
Right.
And you can sit on it and steer the steering wheel and press the pedal and pretend you're driving a car.
Yeah.
But we
Like
take
the little
those.
Tykes cars.
Oh, yeah, Tonka tough.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. And I never had one. I wish I did. They
They
look so
sound
fun.
Yeah, when you described them, like, oh, it's like a big wheel on steroids. You know, like what? Yeah, like that'd be fun. Want
Yeah.
one but adult size.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But what we're gonna do is modify them, rewire the foot pedal, and put it to a button that can be activated with their hands. And so it can be used by toddlers with limited mobility.
Yeah.
And not only is that just fun, but it can be really good for them because at that age, it's too expensive to buy a wheelchair they're going to grow out of in a couple of years,
Yeah.
a power chair. So it can be their first opportunity to kind of control where they go around in the
Have that
physical space.
independence. Yeah.
It's really important for their, social development, going around playing with other kids and
Yeah. That's
mental
like
and everything.
I I didn't get my own first power chair until I was, 5 years old.
Mm.
So, no, that'd be huge. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, like 2 or 3. And we're looking for funding still to help buy the power chairs. We're gonna try to buy a few of them to help a few toddlers. It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. So if you're
Yeah.
interested or you know a toddler who could use a power chair or a power wheels adapted for them, then you could go check out my website. I think we're gonna link it later. And I'll
Yeah.
have a
Okay.
page
Yeah.
specifically on our Go Baby Go chapter.
Perfect. And just if you want to get in touch with Bryce and check out all of his devices that he just mentioned, feel free to check out his website, which is bricesdevices.square. bryce.site, right?
That's right.
Or check him out on YouTube at Bryce's Devices or Instagram at
Bryce's Devices.
all one
Devices.
word, lowercase.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, seriously though, go check this guy's stuff out.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
legit. He's helpful.
Yeah.
He cares. Like the attention to detail. You heard him talk about the roller guinea and the wheels and how couldn't get the pathing just right to where it was easy to move your arm. Like dude went and got the Omni wheels. Like, no, this guy's dope.
Yeah, very fellow. Yeah.
Man, I appreciate these reviews.
Yeah, man.
So good. I think I'm gonna take some of this and put it right on my website.
Sure,
Perfect,
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, feel free, yeah.
Get the collab going.
Yeah, we can even send him clips.
Yeah,
Yeah, that you can put on there.
Yeah.
You know. Cool.
Love it. Yeah.
Looks like we're wrapping up here.
Yeah.
Any last minute plugs? Anything else you want to promote?
That's all. You guys covered it so well.
Oh, thank you.
we try.
We try.
Yeah.
All right, I guess.
I guess that's all,
I
folks.
guess that's all, folks. Yeah.
All right. Well, as always, if you liked what we had to say today, please leave us that rating, a nice little review, perhaps on Apple Podcasts or a YouTube comment, and be sure to share with your friends and family. If you're not already, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube at The Disability Myth, all one word.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, you know the drill. Peace and love. And may the force be with you. Peace signs.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's dope.